Hello YouTube's PZZSN here. Today I'm going to be doing a review on the Apple iPad 10-watt USB power adapter, which is a pretty big mouthful. But I'm actually doing this video because it was requested by somebody who, I can't remember who their username is, but originally I wasn't planning on doing a review on this, but I guess I will, just because there are actually some points I like to talk about it. So anyway, what you see here, you actually see two chargers. This one here is the iPod charger, as well as the iPhone charger. This is the iPad charger. The first thing you're going to notice immediately is that the iPad charger is a lot larger than the iPhone one. So why would you want to get the iPad one when you can just get the iPhone one? There's several reasons, and I'll get into that just a little bit here. But first of all, I would like to start off by showing you around it. It's pretty simple. Here's the iPad USB power adapter. Some people call these wall warts or something, but here it is up close. As you can see, this is the, I don't know, right side. There's not much to it. On the front, you have a USB port. On the left side, you have nothing again. On the back, this is where your prongs are. On the top, you have nothing. And on the bottom, you've got some lovely logos. So there you go. That's the product. It's very simple, just a little charger. So that's what it looks like. It is actually a fairly small device, even though again it is a little bit larger than this thing. There's just sort of a brief size comparison. You know, it is still actually a nice tiny form factor. I think it's a very nice form factor. As you can see it, I can still hold it in the palm of my hand, and you know, it's very nice. I can kind of conceal it in my hand. I can't really do it that way, but like this, yeah, certainly. So very nice. So let's go ahead and do a further size comparison. I've already done it with this, but I'll go a little bit more in depth with it, I guess. As you can see, same height as it's the same height as this thing if you count the prongs. Just about, actually. It might be a little different. You know, there it is inside of it. Same thickness. If you look at it like this, the exact same thickness as you can see right there. So that is pretty cool. And that's that. So there's that. Again, I've already done this size comparison in my last video, but here is the battery charger with it. Very, very similarly styled. It's basically the same looking device, except this one has an LED indicator on it, but still same thickness. And again, as I was saying, the iPad charger is a little bit, you could say fatter. It's shorter but fat. You could say, I don't know, it's a little bit stubbier, a little, I don't know, I really don't know. This is rectangular, this is square. How about that? So anyway, that's that. Very nice. Let's see, here it is with an iPod Touch, 4th gen. Again, let's take the case off just because we can. You can see, I can see in real life, it actually does, yeah, you guys can sort of see, it does fit inside of the iPod, but the camera's making it look absolutely massive. I don't know why. There is a lot more room than this little mount that you see on the sides here, though. In real life, I can see probably about 1/5 of an inch in between it. So I don't know why the camera's doing that, but here, I'll show you like this. This should help you out a little bit. Yeah, there you go. That's better. So anyway, there's that little size comparison. Let's put the case back on the iPod Touch. Alrighty. And anything else we really compare it to? Not really. So anyway, now you got a good idea about the size. So let's talk a bit about some of the goodies you get with it. You know, obviously you get this thing, which is pretty obvious. And you also get a USB cable, standard iPod dock adapter cable to USB. So very simple. I'm sure everybody's seen these before. Whoa, 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 whoa. Sorry about that. Whack the camera there. Let's take this out because you don't get that. But you also get an extension cord right here. Alright. Now, this it's kind of hard for me to show you guys, but basically what it sounds like. It's simply a USB extension cord. As you can see, here's the end to it. See in there what it says right there. It's a nice rubber plug. It's hard for me to. It's rubber. It is indeed rubber. It's not like, you know, plastic that's supposed to look and feel like rubber. It is rubber. It's got that grip to it, but it is a little slick. I do find it's a little slick when trying to unplug it, but that's just me. And on the other side, you simply have this little piece here that you plug into the charger. I will be showing you that in a bit. So those are some of the goodies you get with this product. So as you can see, we got a big mess of cables, but that's what you get. So simply the way this works, I really hope I don't need to explain it to you. Simply fold out the prongs. Alrighty, let's go ahead and bring it around here a little bit. So you simply, again, fold out your prongs, just like so. Plug it into whatever you want to plug it into. You take your USB cord, plug that in, and then you simply plug your iPod or iPad into it. It'll charge it. Do not make the noise because the speaker's cut down, so let's go ahead and turn that back up a little bit, just because. So as you can see, it's charging it just fine. And when you're done charging it, it's a simple matter of unplugging it, plugging that, unplugging your adapter, folding the prongs, and stashing it wherever you want to. So it works very, very, very similarly, and I seem to have misplaced it, but it works very similarly to, here it is, this thing. In fact, it works basically identical to this. But a few key differences is that this is actually a 5-watt charger. This is a 10-watt charger. The iPad will charge off of this, but it takes a really long time, and it actually gets this thing pretty hot. So obviously those are just not two very bad things. You do not want this thing to get so hot that it catches on fire. Now, I don't know how hot it can get. I don't own an iPad, but this will heat up, and you know, you don't want that, and it does take a long time to charge it. This thing, though, is a 10-watt charger, which is actually perfect. It's enough to actually be able to charge your iPad with no problems. It'll charge it up fairly quickly, and it will not heat up so much. It might get a little warm. This does get a little bit warm when I'm charging this thing, but it doesn't get like super warm. Neither does this when I'm charging my iPod, but you know, it does indeed also might get warm on you. But you know, that's just generally what happens with chargers. Electricity produces heat, and these are, you know, transforming AC current to DC current, and you can just sort of imagine that will produce some heat. Okay, so let's say that you find that this setup here, if you'll pretend that my hand is a wall and that these are actually exposed, but you find that this setup here is just not long enough for you. You would like a longer length, a longer charging length for your iPod, iPhone, or iPad. Well, that's where that's where this extension cable comes into play, which, by the way, I would like to mention does not come with the iPad. I don't even think it doesn't even come with the iPad 2, at least to my knowledge. Maybe it does, but Apple hasn't officially announced that yet, but I highly doubt it does. But you know, just something to take note of. Even if you do get an iPad in the future, you might also want to pick this up if you find that having this extension cable is a must for you. But I'm going to show you guys how this extension cable is going to work. So if you want to extend the length, it's very simple. This piece here is actually a removable piece. As you can see, this piece here is actually a removable piece. Simply grip on it and you can pull it right out. Alright, so that's that. Very simple. And you replace that with your extension cable. As you can see, it has a piece that is very, very similar. So you simply put this into here, and now you've got an extended reach with your cable. So that's obviously a nice thing. And by the way, the extension cord is a 6-foot long extension cord, and the Apple cable here, that, you know, the iPod cable is a 3-foot cable. So this is going to extend your reach from a 3-foot charging length to a whopping 9 feet of charging. So that's obviously a good thing. So here we go. I've got that plugged in. And I'm simply going to, again, show you this. I am simply going to take and plug this into the wall, or that, the power strip there. And we're going to come back around. I'm going to take and plug this into the iPod. As you can see, it's charging now, and we got the sound. And as you can see, if you take a look, here is the iPod. It's being charged off of this. Sorry about the red. But it's being charged off of this, which is coming all the way from over here. 9 feet of charging length. And here, that's all that cable right there. See all that cable I have in my hands? That's absolutely ridiculous. And again, when you're done charging, simply unplug it. And then, if you are so inclined to, you can unplug this from your wall outlet. And if you would really like to, you can remove this, replace it with this, and now you have a much more compact piece. So that's a very handy little included feature, that little extension cable. So yeah, that's basically it for the review of this, but I would like to make a point about something in terms of both of these chargers. I will now quickly talk about price. So the iPad 10-watt USB power adapter bought separately, bought by itself, is going to cost you $30, which is, it's a fair price. I mean, it's I wouldn't say it's, ridiculous, but it is a little bit up there, I guess you could say. Some people might prefer to pay maybe $20 or something, maybe $25, but I don't know. I say $30 is about right for this. And you got to keep in mind that what you're getting with this, you're getting that iPod cable, which actually retails for $15, which is actually insane. That one little gimpy cable. And you're also getting that nice extension cable. So that's nice. Now, if we compare it to this thing's price, this thing costs $30 as well. But with this, all you're getting, is USB cable and this piece. That's it. So, you simply plug this in, and all you've got is 3 feet of reach. In fact, I can pan it through the screen there. That's not a lot of reach. As you can see, very little amount of reach. Yet, they both cost the same amount of money, which is interesting. So which one would you buy? Would you buy this one, which is a 10-watt USB power adapter that will actually, charge your iPod and iPad a little faster, and comes with a lot of nice little accessories, such as the cable and, well, the USB, or the extension cable, which is really all it comes with? Or would you rather buy this thing, which is a lot more small and compact? I certainly would recommend buying this as a traveler. If you obviously you don't want to be taking this out of state with you, or, out of country with you, because if you take this to the UK or something, it's not going to work. That's where this thing really shines, because if you need to go to a different foreign country, you don't need to buy, if this is all you have, you don't need to buy their version of this and then have 2 of these. You can simply buy the Apple Traveler's Kit, and you'll have pieces, these little pieces right here, that will work with the whole world, and that, I believe, costs $40, and I actually do think that also includes one of these, like one of these units, one of the chargers here, so that's nice. And that will actually work with the battery charger, that'll work with your MacBook charger, that'll work with your Airport Extreme, or your Airport Express, that will work with your, I know there's more, I mean, it's a very universal system here. I mean, you see it's the exact, it works. So that's definitely a nice thing. So which would you go for? I would definitely recommend going for this thing. This is good to keep at home. If you're just going to be going somewhere else in the country, then I'd pack this. Obviously, it'd be a much smaller package, and it'll be easier to pack. Actually, what I keep this in is my laptop bag, my school laptop bag. That's where this thing goes, and it just stays there, and I forget about it. And if I need to charge my iPod while I'm at school, well, hey, I got this charger here, and I can charge it. Or if anybody else needs to charge an iPod or an iPhone or something like that, I have this charger here, so works excellently for that. But this is good for home. It takes very little amount of time to it is bigger, so it will be a little bit more noticeable and harder to pack in a laptop bag. But anyway, I just really wanted to make that point. So, because they're both the same price, it's a little bit, I don't know, you could say it's a little easier, you could say it's a little harder to make a decision as to which one you want to buy if you're interested in something like this for your iPod. And most people who are watching this is probably iPod owners, because those don't come with chargers. All the other iDevices come with chargers. iPhone 4 and the iPad come with the chargers, and the iPad 2 will also. But you know, again, the iPod Touch does not come with this, nor does the iPod Nano or the iPod Classic. So I think this is probably going to appeal more so to you guys. So which one would you want to purchase? That's just up to you. If I were to recommend one, I would probably recommend that you might want to look at this one, just because of the small size. It doesn't take up a whole lot of room, but if you're really into the whole extension cable thing right here, I would go with this one. This thing all the way. If you find that, you know, that 3 feet of charging length will not reach your desk, I would definitely recommend that you get this thing. But something else to keep in mind, this is actually not very light at all. I don't know exactly how heavy this is, but you know, compare the two. I mean, yeah, this thing feels like a hunk of steel. This thing feels like a hunk of plastic. Well, it's not that extreme, but this thing is heavy, or it's heavier. It's not like, you know, oh, I cannot hold this any longer.
I mean, it's just heavy. It's heavier, and it's not super heavier. I mean, the difference is, I mean, it's got a significant difference to it, but I mean, you know, it's, how can I say this without, like, being too complicated here? It's not heavy, but it's not light either. Well, it's light, but anyway.
Sorry guys. It's heavy enough that if you have this dangling off of a surface or off of your desk, it will probably pull your iPod off of the desk. Something to keep in mind. I use this next to my bed with the extension cable, and I do find that sometimes this thing just pulls on my iPod a lot, and it gets really annoying and uncomfortable. So what I actually do with this little bit of extra length, I mean, there is a wall outlet pretty much within like probably a yard or so away from my bed, maybe even less than that. What I actually do, I put the charger on the bed, alright, so that way it won't weigh me down too much. So I don't know, just something to keep in mind there, is that it is a little bit heavy. You can buy USB extension cables, you know, from third parties. If you do want to get this thing, I would recommend definitely that you get one of those. I believe those things only cost maybe $10 is probably the cheapest you'll find them, maybe even $5. But you know, certainly it would be something I'd recommend you pick up. Anyway, that's it. I'm sorry guys, I cannot make short reviews apparently. No matter what it's on. It doesn't matter if it's on something as simple as a charger, something as simple as, or something as complex as an iPod Touch. I cannot make short videos. It's just, I'm not allowed to for some reason. Well, I don't know. I talk way too much. That's the biggest problem. I talk a lot, so. Anyway, that's been my review on the iPad USB power adapter. I was hoping it'd be a little shorter than this, but, well, you know me. I cannot seem to make short videos at all whatsoever. But if you're still watching, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.